coming, and let's give it up for Katrina for getting everybody together tonight. Thank you, Katrina. So have you all been to a Pampered Chef party? Is there anyone that's been living under a rock for 30 years, doesn't know about Pampered Chef? Any virgins? I knew you were a virgin, Angela. Now, how many parties have you been to, Christy? You can't even count too many. Like, would you say 10 or more? Okay, so this is a virgin and this is a Pamp Tramp, so thank you. So we're going to do a really quick introduction, and I just would love to find out, how do you know Katrina? And then if you have a, let's say you were going to take a recipe to one of your gatherings in the next couple weeks, so Thanksgiving is coming, what would you be famous for? What would you take to the gathering? So, Kathy, can I start with you, honey? Sure. Okay, how do you know our host, first of all?
I'm Katrina and I've been friends. We were best friends since first grade.
No kidding.
And then we had like a 20-year gap, and now we're back to friends again.
That's so awesome.
Thank you to Facebook.
Yeah, isn't the miracle?
Yeah, in high school. I mean, that's why we were friends during high school.
Yeah. But if I was gonna pick something out of the,
And what would you take? What recipe would you take? What do you make? What are you famous for?
probably green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole. All right, and you have the deep covered baker, am
Yes,
I right?
I do.
All right, so everybody grab your catalog if you can. I just want to show you a couple products. So look in your catalog on page, stoneware is on page, someone else is going to have this job in a minute, 32. How many of you have a Pampered Chef stone of any kind? Who's been? All right, what kind do you have, Joan?
I have the rectangular stones.
Okay.
I have a lot. I have the round pizza stone.
Okay.
And the bar stone.
The bar pan, so
bar
good.
pan, and I have a deep covered baker, which I don't use hardly at all.
Sacrilege. We're going to get you to
Well,
reuse that,
it's
girl.
too heavy for me.
Okay, then we're going to give it as a gift to somebody else, and I'm going to get you a smaller one.
Okay.
All right, so for those of you who have stones before, have a stone. How many of you use your stone for making like cookies or chicken nuggets or frozen fish sticks, all of those kinds of things, right? If you look on that page, though, on the left, you'll see a deep covered baker, and that's the stone that I would recommend that Kathy used to make her green bean casserole in. It's a stone that can be covered and put in the microwave, it can be put in the oven, but it'll make her green bean casserole turn out beautifully. What, is this the right page?
On page 30.
30. Thank you, honey. All I can tell you is that recipe that's in the catalog there, that buffalo lasagna, that is a fabulous recipe. So if you're searching for something new to try for dinner, take that catalog home with you and try that recipe. Oh, and look, Vanna White brings out the deep covered baker. Way to steal the show, Katrina. Thanks, honey. Good deal. Okay, Lori, how do you know our host?
She's my sister-in-law.
All right, so you kind of had to come tonight. This is kind of an obligation.
No, I like her.
Okay, good. Good deal. And what do you?
Laughter. What was that, Laura?
I said she kind of had to come because she was your sister-in-law. What do you bring to a party? What do you?
Whatever the hostess tells me to bring.
Really? Yeah, anything in particular? Do you like to bake? Do you like to cook?
She's a baker.
I like to bake, yeah.
All right, let's just pretend she likes to bake brownies. Do you ever bake
Sure.
brownies? All right, let's go with that. All right, so can you grab your catalogs and look on page 36? I want to show you a brownie pan. Does anybody have this brownie pan? Joan, have you used it, honey? All right, so tell them how it works.
Oh, it's great. I mean, you can make individual flavors of stuff. I mean, you can make a chocolate brownie, and then you can add peanut butter chips to one and pecans to another, and you can white chocolate to the third. It's perfect.
Exactly. Have you used it for anything besides brownies?
No.
All right, would you like to know some other things you could do with it? Because it really is a fabulous pan. Anybody else have the brownie pan? Have you used it, Kathy? All right.
Make mini quiches with it.
Yeah, mini quiches.
Mini pizzas, all kinds of
It's
stuff.
absolutely fabulous for portion control because a package of brownie mix will make 12 perfect brownies. But let's say you want to do like mini lasagnas or mini pizzas or cornbread or mini omelets. So this is the recipe file you'll get from me when you get a brownie pan. It's got a whole lot of recipes, so I'm going to start that with Kathy. You can take a peek at that and then pass it over to Lori, who this whole conversation started with. But for the people that bake, the brownie pan for $19, you will love it. And the great thing is that the baking time comes down to only like 12 to 15 minutes for brownies rather than the 30 because you're using such a small surface. Okay. All right, Kay, you're up. How do you know your daughter?
My daughter.
Oh my gosh. So you've known her for a while. Just a few years. All right. 40? Well, let's tell her age, great. And
30.
what are you famous for taking? What do you like to do?
Oh, I make molded salads or deviled eggs.
Thank you for telling her what she makes. Good. The deviled eggs then would lead me right into the cool and serve tray, which is what Katrina's using to serve out her veggies and her fruit. But look on page, the cool and serve is on page 46. If you didn't know it, this has a cooling insert in it. Let's see if I can lift this up without making a complete mess. But these green inserts, you can flip over and they'll hold 24 deviled eggs. The great thing is you put those in the freezer and it'll keep your deviled eggs cold for 4 hours. It's always one of the toughest things about deviled eggs, is trying to keep them cold while you're serving them. So that cool insert tray would be perfect for you, Kay. All right, let's see now. Wait for it, wait for it. It starts with J, you know? Yes? And it's 4 letters. Three letters. There is no Joe, J, Jean, Jen, Joy, Jen, Jan.
Yes.
Jan, what do you take?
I take taco salad.
I love taco salad. Do you make a big, huge batch of it? All right, then let's look at the collapsible bowls just for you. Page 46, it was the same page. You see those green bowls? Does anybody have those? Do you love it?
Yes.
What do you put in it? What kind of stuff do you use it for?
Salads, veggies.
They're huge.
You can keep it collapsed and use it for dips and chips and.
Do you have the big one? Yeah, I love the big collapsible bowl because for storage purposes, it's only this tall. When you collapse it, open it up, and you've got a big 28-cup bowl. It's like taco salad, because you always make bowl bowls. How many of you ever made a salad and you don't choose a bowl that's big enough, and then you're always trying to you have to put it in another bowl or divide it up or what have you. You're gonna love the collapsible bowl if you don't have it. All right, Carrie. How do you know Katrina?
Used to work with her. We still work for the same company, just
All right.
different departments.
All right.
And spinach dip.
Spinach, like a homemade spinach,
Yes.
just like in a bread
Spinach
bowl
dip.
kind of thing.
Yes.
We have a really, I know you're going to use your spinach, your frozen spinach, but we have a spinach seasoning. It's a dill seasoning I want to tell you about. And has anybody bought any of our rubs or any of our seasonings? Are they not fabulous? Which one do you have?
My favorite is the pineapple rum
Oh, the sauce.
sauce
Yes,
and
indeed.
the cinnamon. I
Do you
love
use
the cinnamon.
Go, just show your stuff, Katrina. Show it off, girl. Get it up. Get it up. What have you got?
Oh, I just opened up my cupboard. I don't know what's exactly in there, but a lot of my
This is a
pampered
bunch of
chef.
tastefully simple crap. Who cares?
My pampered chef's up here, unless John's used it all.
All right, crushed peppercorn and garlic. And who was asking me about garlic? This is the one I would recommend in substitution for your garlic. But if you have never bought any of our rubs or seasonings, I promise you that we just take the best ingredients and they're real potent. And you can, like I've got a dill, your spinach dip reminded me of dill dip. We've got a dill seasoning. You just put it in with sour cream and mayo and you have a most delicious dill dip. My other favorites are the Italian, the Southwest. I use the Asian all the time. So the seasonings are in towards the middle of your catalog. All right, Christy, you're up.
Most recently, it's the godforsaken fluff cake.
The fluff cake.
Yes, the godforsaken fluff cake is an angel food cake,
Uh-huh.
and you split it into thirds, and then you put whipped cream and matching marshmallows and dye your whipped cream this special color that matches the marshmallows. And
Wow.
yeah, it ends up being this big, and it's just light as air and fluffy and delicious.
And godforsaken.
And
I
godforsaken,
love
just
that
because of the
word.
prep and all the stuff it takes and separate.
Do you put it in a glass bowl so everyone can see it?
No, because we slice it.
Okay. Oh, I see. It's more like a refrigerator cake, that kind of thing. All right, because I was going to
But I
suggest
have
a
the
trifle.
trifle bowl.
Do you? Anyone make a trifle ever?
It's beautiful.
It's just the easiest dessert. Would you agree, Kay? I mean, trifles, you can throw anything together and make it look beautiful because you've got layers and it's like sand art in a glass. But our trifle bowl is great because the pedestal is removable. Most trifle bowls, the pedestal's hanging on there and it's really difficult to store. But I mean, honestly, you can just take a tall salad and layer it and it's a beautiful thing. The trifle bowl, I think, is on page 41, so I'm going to have to take a peek at that. But what else is on page 41 besides the trifle bowl? What else looks good? Oh, those beautiful stands. You see? You know what? If you're not the girl that's cooking and baking all homemade stuff, if you just get some beautiful serving pieces at Thanksgiving and Christmas, go to Meijer's. They make beautiful things. Put them on a glass pedestal. It'll look like you slaved all day and, you know, it just looks good. Presentation, you eat with your eyes first. Would you agree? All right, Joan, you're up, honey.
Cookies or bars.
All right. And you have the bar pan
Right.
from our
But
stoneware
I would use
collection.
I would use a glass one.
A glass one.
Yeah.
All right, so we have, I don't know, has anybody bought any of our metal baking sheets that we have, our metal, we have stoneware. Christy, do you know, or Carrie, do you know what you have?
Where are they? Just the regular cookie sheet,
Yeah.
or the bar pan, is
Page
what I have.
40 maybe?
Let me, yes, indeed.
Sheet
Look on
pans?
page Good job. I want you to just, because baking season is coming, not everybody uses a stone for their cookies. A lot of my customers are buying these sheet pans and the cookie pan. And all I can tell you is that this is not just a plain old aluminum. You know, a cheap cookie sheet will warp, you know, in the oven. These are an aluminized steel, and they'll stay perfectly flat, and they hold the temperature much like a stone will. They wash up beautifully. And I want you to look at that cookie baking sheet that's there. It's called a reversible silicone baking mat. How many of you have heard of a Silpat before? This is similar to a Silpat. It will make your cookies just slide off, especially if you have something that's got a real high sugar content with like the caramely type things that tend to stick to your cookie sheets. This bad boy, you can just almost flick them off or blow them off. They're fabulous. Who has one of the scoops? Somebody must have a scoop because these have been around forever. Do you know what size you have, Kay? You've got small, medium,
big
large.
one.
Okay. The large will make a cookie about this big. The medium about this big, and the small. I like the small. Personally, I like my cookies about this big. Because then I feel like I can eat like 12 and not feel guilty. But, yeah, Joan?
For the brownie pan, which of the scoops goes best with that?
Actually, the 3 tablespoon one, the big one, will fill it perfectly. This large one will also fill like a cupcake pan perfectly in muffins. All right, last but not least, Angela.
I take chicken enchiladas.
Ooh, sounds good. Come to your parties. So chicken enchiladas, all homemade, I'm gonna take it.
Yes.
All right, then you have to shred up some chicken for your enchiladas, yes?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to show you these products. This product. These are called salad choppers. Anyone have these? Kathy, can you tell them how they work? Do you have them?
Oh, Trina does.
Do you have them, Trina?
Oh, yeah, I use them almost every day.
All right.
I use it for chicken instead of salad mostly. I'm gonna chop chicken.
This is for chopping up cooked chicken. And girl, I'm telling you, you just go snip, 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 and it shreds it all up for you. They're stainless blades. They have a lifetime warranty on them. There's a spring in here, so they're really easy to use. I just beg you to try them when you do your chicken the next time.
What page is
You
that?
can borrow mine, and they make great dog food because that's what I use when I make Marley's chicken.
You have to make dog food. You can't buy dog food.
I couldn't for Marley for the first year of her life.
Aww.
I had
And
to.
what page is that on?
The salad choppers are going to be on page, hold that thought, 25. So now instead of me looking for the page numbers, I need a volunteer who can read without their, you know, if you don't have your glasses, you can read, and you get a prize for just being my page caller-outer. So who would like the prize for doing this? Don't all jump at once. It's a whole $1 prize. So Christy, great. Thanks for volunteering. Great. Good. All right, so if anybody needs a page number, if I need a page number,
That's okay.
it's now your job to find a page, okay? All right, so